Hi, my name is Bernard Lambrix,
And my name is Albert David.
and we're going to be doing Chapter 18, Reliable Resources. There are multiple ways to find your information. Those include informal, unpublished resources, product literature, government documents and reports, newspapers, magazines and journals, encyclopedias and other reference books, and most importantly, the Internet.
The first type of resource we'll be covering is books. Books are a reliable resource because they provide well-established and stable knowledge. The main disadvantage to books is that they're not necessarily up to date. So if you're researching a present topic, the chances are there will be no books on it yet. So you're better to look at newspaper articles, magazines, or journals. And according to Power Tools for Technical Communication, they list 5 different steps to make book finding easier. The first would be start with your local libraries, check online library resource pages, check the Library of Congress, search for commercial books, and use interlibrary loan if necessary.
Encyclopedias provide a large spectrum of topics for the first step to research. It has even more settled and well-established information, and might also include basic theory and diagrams on associated topics. The only disadvantage is it's difficult to access as much information as you want. It tends to be more limited.
Magazines and journals are great if you have a specific topic. They include a broad array of information and are very recent and up to date. They will also describe specific topics in detail. However, if you have a very broad topic, this can be too specific and will be difficult to expand sufficiently.
Newspapers are great if your topic is extremely up to date and is easy to access. It's great for if you're covering new technologies or something like that. The only downside is it's not always as detailed as you would like it because the information is fairly new, and it's likely the only source of information for that topic since, as I said before, it's new. Also, not to mention, newspapers are dirty.
Government documents and reports are a great resource because they're very in-depth and have a very large variety. They also have a very large collection online at the website posted below. The main disadvantage towards government documents and reports is that they're very lengthy, wordy, and can get quite boring.
Product literature includes labels and things like on the back of soup cans, and it tends to be very useful and detailed. It has lots of background information, and it is persuasive in the product's direction. This is good if you're trying to support the product. However, the flip side is it's biased. And so if you want to have a equal argument, that's not always you can't rely totally on that source.
Informal, unpublished resources is a good resource because you can get first-hand information by interviewing local experts, emails, phone calls, or letters. The main disadvantage is you have to be careful. Depending on what you're researching and who you're researching, you have to make sure their information is credible. Furthermore, if you look at Chapter 18 in Power Tools for Technical Communication, they give you more pointers on how to have a successful interview or successful email inquiries.
And finally, for the resource you've all been waiting for, it's the Internet. It's the one we all use because it's the most up-to-date, it's easy to access, and there's tons and tons of information. However, information changes frequently, and older information might not exist. Could have come out before people started posting things on the net. Best information might need to be paid for, and also anybody can publish online, which means you've got a whole bunch of junk information, which isn't exactly what you're looking for.
To make searching on the internet easier, there's a few searching techniques that you can implement. The first would be Boolean search. The operands include and, or, and not. Boolean search pretty much defines logical relation between search terms. Proximity search includes near, with, and adjacent. these terms to find how close the terms are within the search results. For example, global N2 warming, which would mean global should appear within 2 words of warming. Phrase search is using 2 or more words commonly found together. Searching using truncation would mean searching a portion of a word to retrieve alternate forms. For example, polity star would retrieve words that start with polity, including political, politician, and more.
Once you've found a site, there are several things to look for to make sure that your information is valid. First is to look at the title to see if that's biased, and then look at the resource section of your of the site to make sure that it includes opposition when it talks about biased topics. For instance, Greenpeace is going to be more likely biased towards reducing global warming, but they should include the opposition. You should look at the information itself, find out about the website, and find out more about the author. This includes looking at the style of writing, because quite often invalid sites will have poor grammar and bad spelling and things like that.
For more information, you can always look at Chapter 18 in Power Tools for Technical Communication. It includes useful information and helpful websites for a more in-depth analysis. That concludes our project on reliable resources. Thank you for your time.
We hope this helps in finding information in future research assignments.